I remember back in the day when you guys were leading worship in our youth ministry, and I think it was your sophomore year, Hannah, where you had a crush on Bryan. Bryan was a tad bit older than Hannah at the time, but Hannah couldn't help the way she felt. So Hannah began to pray, saying, I'm not sure about this, but God, if it's not meant to be, will you take away these feelings? Well, the feelings didn't go away.
When we were younger, we were sons and daughters coming out of the water, holding everything. Now we're older, making sense of the moment, standing out in the open to find the light again.
When Hannah was first born, the doctor handed me a pair of scissors and he said, cut the cord. And he said, but what's going to be hard is the second time is going to be the hard time that you have to cut the cord. But cutting the cord this second time, the first time when I cut the cord, it was to bring her into the life. The second time as I'm cutting the cord, it's as she starts a new life as Mrs. Bryan Crawl, with my blessings and with the Lord's blessings. But the doctor was wrong. The second time is not hard, because the second time she's marrying a remarkable man who loves her with all of his heart, and more importantly, he loves the Lord with all of his heart. And I don't know what a father of the bride could ask for more than his daughter to marry such a great young man. I love you, Bryan. I love you, Hannah.
And now I'm seeing angels overhead have found me, standing in sunlight, all become brand new. I'll be an anchor and fall together to find me. When waters rise, I'll become like you.
It says, my dearest Hannah, today is November 5th in the year of the 2000. I'm writing you this letter on your first birthday. It's hard to believe that 1 year ago you came into my life, and now, in just the twinkling of an eye, you are such a grown-up, beautiful young lady on your wedding day.
In good and hard times, find you in my lifelines. Look for you in the nighttime, so I can start again. Taught me patience, show me where my truth is. I'm careful not to lose this when gravity pulls me down, down.
It was only this past week that you began taking your first steps. I will always remember holding out my hand while you took your first few steps and then fell into my loving arms. Now I'm holding out my arm again as I walk you down the aisle to begin your new life. I hope and pray that your future will be filled with the same joy and happiness that you filled mine with.
Now I'm seeing angels
Oh my. Oh my. Yeah.
So one evening during a worship set, Hannah prayed over Bryan, and he was amazed at her spiritual maturity and spiritual depth. And then there was that first time that you decided that you were going to do something together. And you said, we're going to go to the Good Friday service at our church. That was going to be our first thing that we kind of did together. And you kind of nonchalantly walked in, hoping to kind of be discreet, and walked in together. And then our worship leader, Phil Smith, said, hey, are you guys dating or something?
Yeah.
So they got busted at a Good Friday service. But by the third date, these two knew they were supposed to be together. Do not arouse or awaken love until it so desires. In other words, be patient. And I just want to applaud you guys in a day and age that we live in, that you've been patient, that you haven't awakened love with too many other people, but you've saved that for yourselves and for this moment. And you've honored God with your relationship, and that's really great, and you're going to reap the rewards of that.
It's not the mighty Mississippi, not the sunshine in LA. It's not a snow-capped Rocky Mountain on a warm summer day. It's not the glow of a full moon shining in the night. There's nothing grand about a canyon that holds a candle to your sight. The most beauty that I've seen is you. Is you.
And then Bryan, big shout out to you. I don't know, just your guys' whole relationship. You've been such like a rock, and with every problem and hardship, you're like, let's just pray and go to God. And you're always calling her after work every day at like 5 or 6, I think, and it's just amazing. You're constantly there for her. Your communication skills, superb. I love your guys. I look up to your guys' relationship. I'm glad that like my big sister is setting such a good example.
The best thing that's ever happened is you. Is you. Is you. Is you.
I've never seen two people love each other as much as these two. I've never seen someone pretend to laugh at Bryan's jokes and pretend to care about his Star Wars theories, and I've never seen someone laugh at Hannah's dad jokes where I'm just glaring at her, telling her to shut up. You guys are perfect for each other, and I'm very happy for you.
I thought I knew what love was. I didn't have a clue. But now I see it clearly. It's you. It's you.
I looked for the one my heart loves. I looked for him, but did not find him. When I found the one my heart loves, I held him and would not let him go. All beautiful you are, my darling. There is no flaw in you.
when Bryan and Hannah first started dating each other, it was kind of a secret. It was like a CIA operation that no one knew about except for like 5 people. And if we told anyone about it, we'd have to take like a cyanide pill or something like that. And so everyone always thinks that I'm going to be the one my big mouth is going to ruin everything. This time it was Hannah. And we're over there and I'm leaving. And she says, "Bye, Donnie, see you at home." And everyone just starts staring at us. And I'm like, oh no. And then after they came out to me, they're like, "Whoa, why did you tell us?" I'm like, "I'm sorry, I took a blood oath. I couldn't say anything."
I was running to the ocean. I didn't wanna be tied down to nothing. But since I met you, I didn't know it. That underneath it all, you started something. On a Saturday night, I was doing just fine. I was out on my own, didn't want nobody else. Then I opened my eyes and I put down my pride. I was holding you closer than anybody else. When the lights go out, it's you, babe. Every time I'm down, it's you, babe. Every night in my sleep, I'm saying your name. You know, for me, it's always gonna be you, babe.
And then Hannah's just been head over heels for this man since day one. We used to drive home from church every day. She'd see Bryan, and then we'd get in the car, and she'd just be like, talk, 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 talk. Like, does he like me? He likes me. I like him so much. Does he like me? Just back and forth every day. So I made a rule that she could only talk to me on like a 6-mile part of the highway. But I was like, the second we get off M59 and we get on I-75, no more Bryan talk. And that was probably good for me because now you'll never stop talking about him. we got a little break in there.
So pick me up when you're done working. You know that I wanna see you're worth it. The way you treat me, I'm undeserving. Every day I'm with you, I think you're perfect. On a Saturday night, I was doing just fine. I was out on my own, didn't want nobody else. Then I opened my eyes and I put down my pride. I was holding you closer than anybody else.
And I thought it was my job to keep everyone loose, keep everyone laughing. And growing up, me and Bryan used to do that all the time to each other. For example, he used to pull a lot of pranks at me, being the youngest kid. When I started going through puberty, I had to wear deodorant. And he told me to put it on my cheeks instead of my armpits. So for about 8 months, I'm putting deodorant on my cheeks, and everyone's wondering, why does he smell so good? We have a weird sense of humor, but it gets us by. We sometimes do it in very bad occasions. Sometimes weddings, we crack jokes that shouldn't be cracked, or in some cases funerals, which I feel kind of bad about.
When the lights go out, it's you, babe. Every time I'm down, it's you, babe. Every night in my sleep, I'm saying your name. You know, for me, it's always gonna be you, babe. It's you, babe. It's you,
So Bryan, do you take this woman to be your wedded wife, to love her, to value her, and protect her for as long as you both shall live?
I do.
Were you nervous about that? Okay. Okay.
It's just so cool.
Okay. Hannah, do you take this man to be your wedded husband, to love him, to honor him and respect him for as long as you both shall live?
I do.
I hope and pray that your future will be filled with the same joy and happiness that you filled mine with. As you enter your new life, this new life of yours, always remember, you will always be my little girl, and my loving arms will always be here for you. Love, Daddy.
Thanks. Love you too.
I, Bryan David, take you, Hannah, just as you are, to be my lawful wedded wife.
I, Hannah Alicia, take you, Bryan, just as you are, to be my lawful wedded husband.
I promise to love you, even as Christ has loved us. With God's help,
I will cherish you at all times
And in all
and
circumstances.
in all circumstances.
I will value you and respect you for the person you are,
And I will keep my promise
From this day forward.
from this day forward
for rich or for poor, in sickness and in health,
to love and to cherish till death do us part.
till death do us part. This is my solemn vow.
This is my solemn vow.
But I just want to kind of speak to your guys' relationship and how rooted in Christ it is, and I just think it's beautiful. Ever since day one, they met at church, they met on the worship team, they just like found this common ground just in God. You love him so much, and it's like so prominent in your relationship. I'm so excited to see where it takes you, and his hand's just going to be over your life because you guys chose him, and he's going to choose you.
With this ring, I promise my heart to you forever. It's a token of my love for you.
With this ring, I promise my heart to you forever. It's a token of my love for you.
So Bryan and Hannah, having heard the commitments and vows that you've made to each other, and by the authority given to me as an ordained minister in the state of Michigan, I now pronounce you husband and wife in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Bryan, you may kiss your bride. Parents, relatives, and friends, it gives me great honor to present to you Mr. and Mrs. Bryan and Hannah Crawl. Now you can go, all right.
Daisies blooming, sundress swaying in the breeze. I can't stop staring. You've put a spell on me, and I hope that you never decide to set me free. The way you're moving, it's got me moving my own feet. The greatest feeling that I could ever dare to dream is you forever moving next to me. Let's not waste time, oh, take this slow. We've got miles behind us, but miles to go. So let's just break this down to the simplest truth. You and I as one will always be better than two. The leaves ain't waiting, their colors changing like the times. And I'm taking, darling, would you be mine? And I hope you know I will love you for the rest of my life. Let's not waste time, oh, take this slow. We've got miles behind us, but miles to go. So let's just break this down to the simplest truth. You and I as one will always be better than two. flow. We've got miles behind us, but miles to go. So let's just break this down to the simplest truth. You and I as one will always be better than two. Yeah, you and I as one will always be better than